The third day of our expedition in Sinai's Canyon Abu Kshev, and I woke up with a well-deserved headache.
How's your head?
Sore. Sore.
You feel it?
How did we get here?
We had descended the first two falls of Canyon Abu Kshev the night before, as darkness began to fall. We were committed now. The only way was forward, making our way down the 18 dry falls ahead to escape the canyon.
How on earth did you ever find this place, sir?
The truth is that it was seen from the air by Israeli pilots, and they told us we were, like 20 years ago, a group of young people, and went discovering the area of Eastern Sinai. So most of this place, you must say, is not more than 20 years old in the world's knowledge.
Oh, this is an extraordinary place.
It is,
I've
huh?
never seen anything like it. I'm glad you brought me down here. Oh, it's any time, sir. Any time. All you have to do is ask. Thank you very much. Your English are so kind.
Every one of the canyon's falls offered a new, dazzling perspective and required new methods of getting ourselves and the bags to the bottom. In some, leviathan boulders had tumbled into the narrow crevasses, and we'd have to squeeze through natural windows to begin our descent. It often took a degree of ingenuity to get the bags and my expensive camera stuff safely across deep pools. One part of Tzur's philosophy I like is to trek hard, but bring a great picnic.
Parasite is coming into blood vessels.
Is that a new pair of glasses, too?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I put my last glasses very close to your rucksack, or on your rucksack, and the next thing that I know, they're broken.
Nothing to do with me.
I'm sure.
I'm innocent, Governor.
Yes, I know you never put the chai pot by an elephant.
It's a bit obscure for me, that one.
As we descended Sinai's Abu Kshev Canyon, Tzur and I would fix the ropes and make sure the others got down safely. Now I'm far more at home with ropes and climbing than I am with desert heat hiking. Finally, I could make myself useful, instead of just being the one everyone else had to wait for.
How was it, Governor?
Nice.
Just nice?
Very nice. This is the most beautiful place ever.
Maybe, but my boots had seen better days.
Oh, you're so brave. I'd be crying if I had this.
How did you like it so far?
Where I come from, everything's green, full of water and rain all the time, and you certainly don't have to worry about cooking to death. Drowning is probably more like it, but here there's just expanses of land where you've got to be pretty sure that no one's ever been before. And looking at it, it's so rugged, so hard. I wouldn't last 10 minutes here without all this stuff. I mean, I know I complain about the weight of my backpack and everything, but if I didn't have all this, you know, I wouldn't make it round that corner. Between the abseils, scrambles, and downright tumbles, there would be hard, unbearably hot treks, the wet ropes increasing loads that were already close to half our own body weight. After another 16-hour day, we came to the top of the highest fall in the canyon at nightfall and decided to pitch camp. I'm finding it an awful lot more comfortable this time round than last time.
I'm glad to see it, yes. I'm actually amazed to see how much
or how fast you adapted to this surrounding and its much harsher terrain. It's a lot hotter.
It's just not being intimidated by it. Last time round, I was so scared of, the desert. I had this horrible image of this thing that was going to rip me apart and leave me for the vultures.
It's more than that, I think. I think that this time we're doing one of the harshest tricks one can do in the desert. Only experts can do a trip like this. And you fit in it like you are a porn expert. I really enjoy your company. I'm sorry to say it for television.
It's very kind of you to say so, sir. I wish I could say the same the other way around, but the truth is...
Before we could sleep, the dressing had to be changed. Off-air found the worrying but inevitable signs that infection had set in. It was going to be another long night. We'd spent the night sleeping right at the top of a monster dry fall, and were up early to tackle it. My face by now swelling with the first signs of infection.
At 70 meters high, this dry waterfall's the highest in the Abu Kshev. It's an unbelievable thought to think of this just alive with water, but it's probably something that no one's ever seen. Firstly, because it only rains here a few times a decade, and secondly, because if you were actually here during the flash flood that came after it, I don't think you'd last very long.
The mountains here are geological newborns, formed by the uplifting of the Sinai Peninsula. The canyon itself follows one of the minor fault lines that riddle the area, and since the mountains were lifted, floods have carved these forms in the volcanic granite and metamorphic rocks.
We've got a problem. Tzur's been sending down the rucksacks, and a couple of them are stuck good and proper, halfway up the longest waterfall here. Perfect.
Right now, any small delay was going to be a real problem. Tzur had arranged for his friend Ahmad, a Bedouin who'd lived all his life in these deserts, to pick us up with a jeep that evening. Trouble was, because of my injury, we were well behind schedule.
Long one, huh?
The main thing is the heavy equipment. It's kill you.
Just a moment, Steve. Just a moment. We've done a lot of trek and it wasn't easy trek, but the heat and the equipment on our back and everything, this is hard, yeah. It's really hard. Just amazing, all the color. I think this is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in.
Do you think you'll come back?
Probably only if they drop me by helicopter.
Just when we'd fully resolved ourselves to staying another night out under the stars, we rounded a corner to yet another beautiful view.
كم نفر معهم؟ اثنين كمان؟
Ahmad had been waiting for 6 hours and had been just about to leave when we turned up. We may have cracked the canyon, but it turned out to be a 2-hour walk to the jeep, and most of it was done in the dark. Back in civilization, we booked straight into the best hotel we could find. It would take days to wash away the smell, By then, Tzur was back to his job dodging bullets, and I went back to my writing and binned walking for a while. But the Abu Kshev had left a far greater impression than the dent in my skull. Perhaps I'll go back there one day. But I think I'll leave the camera at home.